What if you never truly die? Not in any reality. What if, at the exact moment of death, your consciousness simply wakes up somewhere else? Alive? Now, let's dive deep into quantum immortality, a mind-bending theory where death may never be the end. Part 1. The illusion of death and the quantum split. We've always been told that death is final, a cold, irreversible end. But some physicists argue that this might only be true in the universe you observe. In quantum mechanics, there's a theory called the many worlds interpretation. It says that every possible outcome of a quantum event actually happens just in different, parallel universes. For example, let's say a gun is pointed at you with a 50% chance of firing. In one universe, it fires. In another, it doesn't. Both outcomes exist, and your consciousness might only experience the one where you survive. According to this theory, your mind always follows the thread where you remain alive. This is the foundation of quantum immortality, the idea that, subjectively, you may never experience your own death. While other people see you die in their universe, your consciousness shifts into the timeline where you're still breathing. To you, death never comes. Part 2. Consciousness and the immortal observer. But how is that possible? How can your mind just jump into another universe? The answer lies in the mystery of consciousness itself. Unlike physical matter, consciousness isn't something we can touch or measure. It's our experience of reality. Some scientists speculate that consciousness may be quantum in nature, entangled, non-local, and capable of persisting across multiple timelines. So imagine this. Every time you face a life or death event, your body might die in many universes, but your conscious experience doesn't end. It simply skips to the next version of reality where you're still alive. This means that in your personal perspective, you continue waking up in a hospital bed, surviving the accident, barely escaping danger, again and again. To everyone else, you're gone. But to you, you're still here. It's a terrifying yet fascinating loop. You live forever, but only you know it. Part 3. The curse of never dying? At first, the idea sounds like a gift, eternal life. But quantum immortality may not be the blessing it appears to be. Think about it. Over time, you'll survive every disease, accident, even old age. In the final stages of life, as your body decays, you'll always find yourself in yet another reality, possibly worse than the last, where you're still clinging to consciousness. Some theorists describe it as a kind of quantum prison, where you're forced to exist in increasingly unlikely and potentially painful versions of life, just to avoid the true end. No matter how close death gets, it never wins not for you. You keep existing, always, alone. This dark side of quantum immortality raises unsettling questions. What happens to meaning if life has no end? Would you eventually beg for an ending that never comes? Are we already living in our least likely surviving timeline? Maybe that explains those impossible coincidences, that 1 in a billion escape, or why you're still here, reading this. So, are you already immortal? The theory of quantum immortality is impossible to test, but deeply disturbing to consider. It challenges our ideas of death, self, and reality itself. If true, death is an illusion. You will always wake up somewhere, forever. Or maybe this is just one lucky version of you, the one who's lived long enough to ask, why me?